What's up, party people? Speed Zone TV in the house. Robert Warren's up in the booth for Lightning Esports race number 8, round 1 of the playoffs at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're just fixing up to grid it up right now. Let's take a look at our starting grid tonight. We got Khan on the pole in the 21 machine, Warnez on the outside pole in the 90, Oaks third, Shearer fourth. We haven't seen him in a couple races. Corey Wright, couple good finishes for him in fifth. Louder, he's fresh, I believe, on the wild card spot tonight in the playoffs for sixth. Pottle in seventh, Burke in eighth, Luttrell, last season's champion, in ninth, McKee 10th, Rideout 11th, Henry 12th, McAfee in 13th, and Jordan in 14th. 15th by Dirty Daddy Thomas Ridgway and Chrissy Two Shoes Schuessler in 16th. They're going to be riding out the field tonight. 16 cars up in this hizzy for Lightning Esports. Race number 9, first round of the playoffs. I'm excited to see what happens here tonight. We're doing 50 laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Somebody told me, they're like knocking on the booth window. They're like, hey, if you come check out the river, you can go get a piece of the old Brickyard track, and you just have to reach your hand down in there, but you might get bit by something else. So sometimes you get a little bit thirsty when you reach too far, you know what I'm saying? '21 machine rolling to the back of the field. He's going to lose his hot seat. Speedway's got a lot of history here tonight. We're looking at, I don't know when this track was created. Many moons ago. Opened in 1909, 150 years ago. 2.5 mile configuration. Tonight we're going to be rocking out at 78 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 2-mile-an-hour winds with 45 humidity. Very exciting time here because we're in the playoffs, as mentioned, round 1. Race tonight is at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We're going to Dover concrete surface next week, where these 11 drivers are going to duke it out. And then once we settle that out, we're going to have 8 drivers advancing into round 2 of the playoffs from Michigan and Phoenix. So I'm excited to see what's going to be happening tonight. Might have to take a second and reload some of our cameras. Pop off to our leader here in that 20 car. That's Jeffrey Oaks. Iconic Speedway. Pretty sure tire wear is going to be a factor as you roll into turns 1, 3, 5, and 7, because there is indicatively 4 turns here. Is that each one requires drivers to have grace on entry. Getting ready to take that green for Lightning Esports, race number 8, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Green is out. 20 machine gets a good run on the inside. Warnez on the outside falls back a couple car lengths. That's the 25 machine of Corey Wright in the new paint. Little brush on the wall from the Blue Chew machine of McKee further back, as you can see in that camera. Down the backstretch, Oaks does a great job of breaking away a little bit from that draft. Warnez in behind. And we've seen it a few times now, is that 20 machine does a dominating performance the first part of the run, and then we've seen that 21 machine that's currently in 13th just creep up through the field. Big long drag strip down the front stretch. Warnez falling off the pace slightly, 6/10 back. '93 Machine Shearer sitting in third with Throttle Poddle in the fourth spot. Right on the bumper. Looking on the inside, coming down the front stretch. Lightning Wraps sponsoring tonight's race. If you're in the market for some paints, want to look all sexy in iRacing, gonna want to reach out to Lightning Wraps to get it done. Otto's gonna be completing the pass on the inside here on the exit of turn 4. Crazy battles here. Warnez still holding on, 6/10 back from our leader, the 20 Machine of Oaks. Take a little bit further look back in the field. On board with Traveler Whiskey, Henry on the bumper of ride out in the 76. And the 21 of Rupert Rattlesnake Cooney. Following Henry into turn 1 there, with Blue Chew McKee in behind. 4 laps in the books. These drivers started out at 53-second laps. They're still holding on to 53-second laps. Back up with our leader here. That's the 20 of Robert Oaks. Or Jeffrey Oaks. In his semi-cube Ford. Otto into the inside wall, loses control on the exit of turn 4. Significant wheel damage there for that 5 Machine. Struggling to hold on as Daddy Ridgeway goes on the high side, brushing the wall. See the carnage on the right front of the 5 Machine. Hanging on. 78 of Jordan is in the pits. Not sure what happened there. Pop back up with the 90 of Warnez, currently sitting 1.5 seconds back from our leader, Oaks. Oh, another spinner. That's Burke. Bouncing right back up. That's right up, getting into we're going to have our first caution there. Burke moving again. Right out. Unfortunately unable, still moving on the track in front of, I believe that's Louder. Burke's still under control. Out of control, sorry. Have to take a look at our Speed Zone TV instant replay right there. Not sure what the heck happened here. It looks like Burke got out of shape out of the exit number 4 right here. Robert Kahn might have created some arrow loose for him, but nonetheless, that's on the 95 of Burke, losing control of the car right out in the 76. Nowhere to go. And you can see the rest of the train just follows through there. Right out, still moving. Looks like they're in front of Ridgeway there, where Louder and Schuessler and the other Kool-Aid cars were able to make it through. Gonna be our Speed Zone TV instant replay there. Crazy times as we get back to live action. And you can see that Burke is still struggling. Significant damage on the 95 of Burke, who's in contention for the playoffs tonight. He's going to need to make it back to the pit stall before he tows. However, the leaders have just caught him. He's towing now. Unfortunate break for the 95 machine. Gonna just take a quick break here before we get back to action. You're gonna hear some rumbles from the cars. Back to action here. You can see that the leaders are now coming into the pits. That's the 20 machine of Oaks. Waiting for our cameras to catch up here. Whole train of them's coming in as they're going to want to figure out what that pit window is. Topping up for fuel. I'm not sure if... Oh, 20 misses the pit box. The other drivers get away. That's going to be not a favorable strategy for that 20 machine, as the other drivers are able to get out in front of them for that pit action there. Gonna take one more pause and reset the camera there. We're not sure why the cameraman's still sleeping at the helm. Awesome. We got our cameras sorted back out, back on the live action. You can see your ticker there. Gonna put the 90 machine in the hot seat. That's Warnes in the playoffs. Let's take a look at our playoff drivers right now. So that's a 21 of Robert Kahn. We've seen him win a few races this year. 10 machine of Henry. 00 of Luttrell. 95 of Burke, who you just saw suffer some carnage on the exit of 4. 76 of Rideout was caught up into that. Warnes, current leader. Throttle Pottle, 5 machine. You just saw Throttle Pottle eat some of that wall. I don't know if concrete's in the diet, but it just happened in front of us. 20 machine of Oaks. We saw him slide his box. We're right. That's a 25 machine. And Shearer in the 93 machine in second right now. And the 11 machine of Louder currently in 10th. So those are our playoff drivers. So 11 of the 16 are in contention to move on into round 2 of the playoffs. They're going to have to fight it out tonight. Then we're taking a week off. We're at Dover the following week. So you're going to want to be back on July 13th for a hot afternoon race of Dover Speedway. Very tough track to drive, very different than Indianapolis. Indianapolis got long swooping corners, long drag stretches. Dover is a tire burner. So very interesting to see how those drivers play it out. Lights are off in the pace car, lap 9, coming to 10 for the green. To watch our control car, the 90 machine. Drivers do have the option to take the high or low lane, but gut feeling here is that you're going to want the lower side of the track to roll those corners. Couldn't imagine, like, 115 years open. How much history is here? And Lightning Esports is here tonight for race number 8. Green is underway. Warnez does not get the start on Shearer. Shearer's going to be able to clear the bottom side going into turn 1S. That's against Warnez. Khan on the outside. Warnez gets a little tight. Khan in the 21 is able to clear the 90 machine. Or right in behind. Khan is on the hunt. Making the pass around the 93. 90 machine doing the same. Definitely going to change the strategy for everyone being able to top up on fuel. Looking to break the draft as he runs down to the inside of that front stretch. Kieran Warnez battling out for second spot with Henry in behind. Oaks in behind Henry in the 20 machine. It's going to be our top 5. Slowly, they're letting that 21 machine run away. Here, trying to get an edge on Warnes. Warnes gets a little squiggly there. That's our battle for 2nd through 5th. Take a little bit further look back in the field. 2 by 2, actually. We might just stay here. Henry getting a little hungry. Shearer trying to make the outside work and is just not able to. Little brush of the wall. I believe that was from Ridgeway or Louder. He's fallen off a pace. Likely hard wheel damage on the number 11 machine, who's our wild card driver tonight. Warrens and Shearer still battling out, letting the 21 machine inch away. Oaks is patiently trying to nudge a lane and figure out which driver is better to follow suit with. Warrens clears to the high side. 21 blinks out. Oh, he's back. Have to see if that like contact 93 on 90. 90 gets shuffled right back 5-6 spots. Now battling the 7th place of Latrell, last season's champion. 25 pushes up to the track. 90 makes a great move coming down the backstretch. We're going to take a look back between Oaks and Shearer now. Oaks making a move on the 93 machine after giving a little door lobe to the 90. Down the front stretch, it seems that the inside line is having a little bit of trouble with momentum, getting ahead of that that outside car. 93 doing a good job of keeping that 20 machine to the bottom side as Oaks gets a run down the backstretch. Drivers almost come together. Lawrence is getting back up in the hunt here. Looking at our lap times, 23.8 from our leader, Robert Kahn. 24.2, 24.3, 24.1, 24. Oh, sorry, 53.1, 53.5 from Oaks and Warrens. Lawrence is back up in the mix. Might be a little frustrated. We're going to have to watch this battle right here as Robert Kahn has checked out from the field. Little bumper action from the 93 on the 10 of Henry. We've seen some contact from Shearer twice now. Oaks now looking on the 93. A little loose from the 93. Oaks looks on the outside. Where's the draft going to go? They're looking. 93 drops to the bottom side of the front stretch to stop the run. On lap 16, we're taking them down. Quarter way through the race. Into turn 3. Oaks in the hunt. Warren's in the hunt. Henry just behind. All within a few tenths of each other. A little bit further back, 5 seconds back from our leader, Kahn, in the 21. We got Wright and Luttrell with McKee in behind. 53.5 from our leader. 53.6 from Shearer. These drivers are setting similar paces. Tight run from Luttrell on the 25 of Wright, and Blue Chew McKee in behind. Got a little wall smoke there. I'm not sure who that was from. Good pass from Luttrell and McKee on Wright. Back up front here. Not quite with our leaders, just in behind. 21 machine of Robert Kahn is setting sail. I don't know if it's setting sail or he's set sail. See the wiggle down the front stretch as these drivers try to break the draft. I don't know if that actually works, but here we are. Lap number 18. Got a battle here between McKee and Wright. Blue Chew McKee, we saw him on Wednesday night running a different paint, different sponsors, obviously a big money driver. Back up with our leader, Robert Kahn. Popping in his cockpit here just to get a perspective of how he's managing everything. Listen in. No shifting. Down the backstretch. Obviously, he's going to use the throttle here. Cuts down nice and early, wraps the bottom. Cuts down again. Nice and smooth. I'm not sure if he's fully throttling up on the exits. Go ahead and take a look at Shearer, who's trying to break wind. You know what I'm saying? A brush of the wall there. Shifting for the 93 machine. One of the things I think with the next gen car having that 5th gear is the opportunity to shift. Now we're seeing the 21 versus the 93 who's not shifting. Running similar lap times, but I think what one has to consider is the wear on the tires from transferring the weight and also having the additional acceleration on the rear tires. A little bit of a counter steer. We're going to pop in the 20 machine of Oaks, our third place. No shifting for the 20 machine. Warren's fallen off a little bit from these two drivers as Khan is checked out. So our leader is 4 seconds ahead of the car we're on right now, that 20 machine. And in behind that 20 machine is the 90 machine of Warren's, followed by Henry, who is 5 seconds back from our leader. We're going to take a second here and just switch on them. Right, meow. We're going to pop on the 10 machine of Henry. Downshifting into the corner. Spitting. Big run from Henry. Down that front stretch, the drag strip. Henry's going to complete the pass for fourth. Oh, sorry, third. Because Oaks just pitted. Clean pass from Henry there. Take a look at Oaks. That's one of his strategies, is to short pit. He's bolting on 4 new rubbers. I don't know how Blue Chew McGee feels about rubbers, but we're going to find out when he comes in the pit lane. Got to use that exit road. Make sure that you wrap the bottom of both the corners before you can re-enter the track. Little bobble on the white line there. One thing that drivers had to manage, you remember last week when we were at Kansas, we saw a bunch of drivers suffer on June 22nd from being unable to safely enter the pits. And they were sliding the box, losing control, doing all that live on Speed Zone TV. But sure enough, the man of the hour is the 21 machine of Rupert Kuhn. Not sure if he's French tonight, but definitely in a new paint in that Mobile 1. And it's got more sponsors than I've got t-shirts, that's for sure. Shout out to our sponsors rolling in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. SimLab, if you're in the market for a sim rig, wheel, pedals, you're going to want to hit up their website, check them out. Apex Boss, driver overlay software, showing a yellow flag. Unsure why it came out. Let's take a look at that on our Speed Zone TV instant replay. I wasn't expecting that whatsoever. Showing the 3 of Thomas Ridgway, Dirty Daddy Ridge, up in the wall. Let's see what happens here. We're going to actually just back it up a little bit more. See how he got up there first. There he is. Exit of the corner. Loses it. Hooks it and saves it, but hard right front contact, likely breaking the steering linkage, allowing the 18 to get by there. Unfortunately, looking like the driver can't drive that car off the wall and tows. That'll be our Speed Zone A TV instant replay as we get back to that live action. Cameras are acting funny tonight. Can't get them to go live. Oh man, must be on the sauce. Can't reboot, so we're gonna have to do what we can to get it back to live here. Here we are, the 21 playing games, using those access roads to perhaps save fuel. Who knows? Not sure if we're going to see drivers duck in here. Tires and fuel strat. Shearer. The Shearer on the outside? Maybe that's louder. Yeah, that's louder. Coming down the pit roads. Everyone else but the 11 machine louder. He's a lap down presently. Take a look at these pit entrances here. '21 makes it clean. Rolls a little bit actually. Drag race off pit road. That's Burke, McKee, Shearer, Luttrell, all making it ahead. Definitely some broken heart strategy right there. Looking like Oaks did not pit. Well, you saw him green flag pit. So this is going to be an interesting shuffle with these drivers. Not sure how this one's going to work out. Normally we'd be going live at 7:45 EST. We had a little bit of a rain delay, causing the start of the race to push back a little bit, but now we're already halfway through the race. Shout out to Lightning Wraps for sponsoring tonight's race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Race number 8, round 1 of the playoffs. Drivers are putting on a great show tonight. Unfortunate caution there. That's going to be the first one. See the 93 ducking into the pits again. I believe the 21 as well. Oh, sorry, that's not the 21. It's the 78 of Jordan. Definitely a hot one in Indiana today. Brickyard is the famous race that's known, the Brickyard 400. Hasn't changed since it started in 1909. Same configuration, 9.2 degree turns, 0 degree straightaways. Obviously, there's other configurations for Grand Prix and modified motorcycle racing. But the layout for the oval, untouched. Cat Bob is at my feet. Hi, Bob. She's a cutie. I'd put her on camera if I could. Yeah. Get over it. Round 1 of the playoffs. Let's take a look at our playoff drivers really quick. That 20 machine currently in the pole position, short pitted the field, is in the playoffs. See him, he's 4th from the bottom right now. Robert Kahn, the 21 machine, 10 of Henry, 00 of Luttrell, 95 of Burke involved in that earlier caution. So I guess that was our second caution. 76 of Rideout involved in that first caution. Warnez, you saw him a bunch. Pottle, Wright, Shearer, and Louder. We're about to take the green here on our restart. 23 to go at the line. Good start from Oaks with Blue Chew McKee on the outside. With the con man behind the 15. Luttrell gets a little love, little door contact there. Very interesting times here, Lightning Esports, as these drivers try to solidify their shot at round 2. Oaks doing a good job of checking out again. 21 machine trying to make a move on McKee. If he gets a run here down the front stretch. Already, like, clean air is king, and I think that's one thing to be noted, especially in these next gen cars, is that if you don't have somebody in front of your nose, that car does not push the same. You can see that 21 machine trying to look for a lane on the 15. Can't really get the run he needs because as soon as he throttles up, there's an arrow push from that vehicle. See that 20 of Oaks slowly inching away, almost a second ahead. Oh, contact on the wall from the 15. I don't know if that's going to scrub off a lot of speed from him as he protects the bottom side. 21 being very patient. He looks to the inside. Let's see if he gets it done here. Great job by 21. Making that pass into second place. And sure enough, with 21 laps to go, we're going to have to watch our lap times in a second. Now that the 21's got clean air, how can he chase down the 20 of Oaks? .90 of Warren's working on McAfee in the 18. Looking on the inside, going into 1, checks out of it. On board with the 76 of Mikey Rideout in his Amsol Chevy. Hasn't quite recovered from that damage earlier. We don't know if that car has been hindered with performance issues, but he's doing a good job of maintaining pace. End machine of Henry sliding. Spinning in behind. Heard somebody sliding. Not sure where it was. The funny part, like when you start to use your tires up, you know, what starts to happen is that right front doesn't have any grip, starts to push the car, and then before you know it, you're over steering the car and creating a push loose, causing the drivers to massively overcorrect. On just only 4/10 back with 19 laps to go on the 20 machine of Oaks. These guys have been duking it out all season, and they're going to continue to fight for the championship. Oaks returning this season after a hiatus. Con losing the championship last year in the final round to the 00 of Champ Luttrell, currently in force. Looking at our lap times, 23.4 for our leader, 23.1 for second place, 23.4 for third place. We're going to take a look when they cross the line again. how they shimmy up, but you can see that 21 machine is making time on the 20. And here they come. Here comes the times. You're going to have to squint really close. Don't worry, I'll share it with you. 53.4 for the leader, 53.2 for second place, 53.6 for third. 21 machine is going to be our fastest car on the track. Jason Henry in sixth, also on par with our leader. And oh, caution is out. What the heck happened? Guys, we don't need another caution. We're trying to have a good race here. Speed Zone TV going to bring you the action right meow. Take a look at the 5 machine of Chantel Throttle Poddle. Canadian driver. Not doing Canadian things. Oh, loops it. Overcorrects. Oh, Lord. And the engine pops, too. Locks it up. Good job there, but that's going to be towing back to the infield. See if our live action works this time. Nope, it's not going to. Likely going to see everyone come in to the pits here and bolt on tires. Tires are a very significant advantage. Best laps are sub 53 seconds. They were running 54-second laps. So considering that pit window, we just pull up our pit lap here. We'll do that 1 second. Let's pop this up. Get back to this live action. See, they came in on lap 25, so halfway. So about 10 laps on the tires. They've fallen off over a second a lap already. So, you know, tire strategy is key here. Somebody not pitting and another caution coming out will basically be a slam dunk for a win. But, you know, these guys are running for playoffs. So an outlandish strategy of, like, pocketing tire is likely not to be the one. Everyone coming down pit lane. Have to watch the 20 and 21, see if they slide that box. Gonna be the final rounds of pit stops. Not sure if we're seeing 2 tire strats from drivers. We are. Here, Luttrell, McKee, Rideout, McAfee, all taking 2 tires. Very interesting. I mean, not a lot of wear, but Shear is going to be our leader. With 15 laps to go right meow, but who's to know what's going to happen next? I mean, this is crazy. Crazy strategy. Shout out to VBR, Von Bullinger Racing, coming on board this season. And shout out to our Angels from the Sky. 84 of Matthew Hoffert and 94 of Justin Reynolds. Unfortunate circumstances for them. Have them being angels up in the sky. And a lot of drivers came together to support Season 4 of Lightning Esports. Put on a show for you guys watching Meow and making it memorable. So, you know, obviously unfortunate that we're not able to race with those drivers anymore, but these drivers are on the track celebrating and racing. Lights are going to go off on the pass car. Take a quick shout out to our sponsors. We're going to roll this clip. '93 machine electing to take the high side. Drivers in the lead get lane choice. You see the field thinned out a little bit. Only 14 cars left in the field when they cross the line. 13 laps to go. Seeing a 2-tire strat in front for the 4 cars. The first car that has 4 freshies is the 21 in 6th spot. Might be 5th, actually. He's on the bottom side of Robert Kahn. Getting ready to take the green once again. I believe that's our 3rd caution of the night. I can't count. Maybe you can. Might want to keep me honest in the chat. Down the drag strip they go. Beer does a great job getting it done, cleaning out the track. All alone. Reload our overlays there. A little brush on the wall. I believe that was from the 00. A little tight on the exit of 4. Sheer cuts down to the wall trying to break the draftage. Looking at our lap times, 54.7 from our leader. Everyone else 55-second laps. He's trying to open up a gap. Not sure what happened to the 21 machine, but he's fallen off the pace slightly. Looking on the inside of the 25, not making a move. Last season's champ, 00, Chris Luttrell in second right now. Right out P3 with pressure from the 15 of Blue Chew McKee, followed by Rideout, and then Henry in the 10. McKee slides up the track. Driving in hard on the 76. Oak's able to get a run on the outside. "11 laps to go, and we're in a drag race down the backstretch." "21 machine on the outside, waiting for these drivers to sort it out. 15 of Blue Chew puts up a slight block to stop the run from Oaks on the 20. Light tag. Blue Chew into the wall. We're going to see a caution there. Nope, no caution. We're back under green. We'll have to go back and take a look at that. if we can. '93's got a 3-second lead on the pack of these cars, currently in 3rd through 7th. '21 machine's got a run on the 76 of Rideout. Looking on the inside, going into turn 1. He's going to have enough momentum to get it done. Henry in behind, Rideout looking to do the same with Oaks in behind. Oaks gets a big run there, 3 wide down the backstretch. 10 backs out of it. That's Liquor and Wine. I don't know if he's got Liquor and Wine anymore. That 25 Accord right with Warren's on the bottom looking under him. This is the advantage of 4 tires here. This is that as you get down in the run and you've burnt them up slightly, the 4 tires, those lefts make a big advantage of holding that car on the bottom side of the track. See Oaks clear Rideout in the 76 and Henry. Warnez is trying to do the same thing in the 90 machine. Here in the 93, the no BS of RBS, 2-second lead over Luttrell and Kahn. While we're focused on the 5th place of Henry in the 10. Henry almost loses it on the exit of 4 in a full yaw. This is where the action is, folks. 7 laps to go. We're looking at the battle between 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Henry loses it again. He's sliding up the track. Oh, hard in the wall. Wright's able to make it through. Still under green, but you can see that right front is not working for the 10 machine. Live on Speed Zone TV. Looked like it hurt. I might have felt it. I hope you did too. I'm your host tonight, broadcasting Lightning Esports race number 8, round 1 for big show action at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Great job by these drivers to keep the dance going, but Henry was looking for a partner, couldn't find one to bring out that caution. Back up with the 21 machine, who's currently trying to run down the 93 of Shearer. He was a 0.5 quicker the last time around. Now, I'm no mathematician, but if he's 1.3 seconds back, running a half second quicker, not a 0.5, then by virtue of that, he's going to catch him in 3 laps, depending on how much tire he has there. I'll wait for these drivers to cross the line again, with being 5 laps to go. One second back. Data is in. Once again, that 21 machine of Robert Kahn, a 0.5 second quicker than our leader of 93, Shearer. Both playoff drivers, both looking to solidify strong finishes into race number 2 of round 1. Oaks putting some pressure on Luttrell for P3. Big run from Oaks here. Here trying to break the draft for all of his might. Hold off Robert Kahn. He's won a few races this season. You know, is the battle wanting to win another one to say, hey, I'm a championship driver. They caught me sleeping last season, season 3, but you're not going to catch me sleeping this time. In the wake of the 93 of the RBS Ford of Shearer, Kahn's going to get a run on the inside. Shearer's not able to do too much because that's the difference between the 2 and the 4 tire advantage. Little drag strip here. Shearer's able to clear, claims the bottom side of the track very aggressively. 3 laps to go at the line. He's holding on with all his might. That 21 machine's trying to pick his spot. He's got 2 wins on the season. Shearer got 1 win as well. Shearer won at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kahn won the opener at Daytona. And then at Texas Motor Speedway. This is where the action is. Oaks in P3 won at Bristol Motor Speedway. P4 Luttrell, Las Vegas. You're doing everything he can to wiggle. I believe that's a song by Jason Derulo. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. If you guys are up on that Jason Derulo music. 2 laps to go. Shearer's holding them off. Equal lap times. Oaks was a little bit quicker, but 1.5 seconds back. He's probably not going to be able to get it done. Shearer breaking the draft again before he comes up and runs the normal arc of the corner. See if the 21 gets a run here. Take a look at the nose of the 21 here, popping his cockpit down the front stretch. 1 to go at the line. '21 machine of Robert Kahn. That's where we're at now. Little bobble from the 93. Getting a little loose. You see the slide. 21's going to get a run. Little bumper. Breaking the draft again, the 93 running the white line, trying to say, hey, stay off my tail, dog. Shearer getting it done here. Turn 3. Closes the door in turn 4. Kahn's got a little bit of a push. Tripping the tires. Oh, carnage. That's Shearer. Oaks is getting a run. Oaks at the line. From the carnage from Shearer on the exit. And that's going to be our crazy finish. We saw Oaks closing the gap, but we weren't watching. Sure enough, the carnage between the 93 of Shearer and 21 of Kahn. Oaks is able to bag the win out of nowhere's land. Oh, man. Wasn't expecting that to happen. I'm going to take a look at the action right here. Our Speed Zone TV instant replay. Crazy times. And you saw it all live. So we're just going to back it up here and let you see what happened. Here charges the corner. Goes into a slide. As he slides, he's trying to drift it. Goes up the block. Kahn's got nowhere to go. As he's got nowhere to go, 20 is able to use the afterburners and clear the 21 machine for the win. So just like that, that's how the race got sewed up. You know, 21 also in the yacht tried to check up downshifting, but not able to get the momentum that the 20 had right here. And that's going to be the battle at the line, only by a car length, live on Speed Zone TV. Heck yeah, gentlemen. Heck of a race. Round 1, race 1 in Lightning Esports playoff. Take a quick break and we'll look to have some driver interviews. Funny Machine doing a great job of burning them down as we wait for the drivers to pop in the broadcast waiting room. Excellent finish here tonight. Our Victor Oaks coming out of nowhere's man's lands. I don't even know if that's a technical term, but basically from P3 as carnage ensued in front of him. Here lost it, the 93 machine. 2-tire strategy. Last corner of the race. And sure enough, Oaks waiting for that opportunity ever so patiently as the 21 of Robert Kahn met the bumper of the 93, lost momentum, creating that opportunity for Oaks to grab P1, our winner, Kahn P2, Warnez P3. Kind of squeaked in there as well. Gonna roll it back here a second. Give you a little perspective here from the 20 machine of Oaks, just to show you how far he was back from the carnage. Downshift into the corner, you can see Khan looking on the inside, but let's just take a break right here. We're gonna bring him in the booth. Mr. Oaks, congrats on the win tonight, buddy.
Robert, how are you, buddy?
You know, I'm pretty swell after watching that.
Right, how'd you like that?
I don't know. How did you like it? Like, why don't you tell me how you feel?
Let's go. Yeah, I could tell I was gaining on him in the last few laps, and I mean, obviously Robert and I seemed to be the fastest cars all night, and to be honest, I think he was a fair hair faster than me, but we got held up there a little bit with traffic there on that restart when people decided to change up the tire strategy and that, and I could tell when Bud started blocking and things like that I was gaining. So I'm like, well, I just want to try to be there in case something happens, And I couldn't believe it coming out of fourth. I just stayed in fourth. I was on the chip going across the line. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of played right into your hands. You suffered. Did you slide the box earlier in the race, which shuffled you back?
Yes.
I think on that first caution, was it?
Yes. Yeah, I had a mistake there. I shuffled too far forward, and then when I backed up, I was too far left, and that put me back in the back again. And then even there, when they played that tire strategy, honestly, I thought we would clear them a lot quicker, and Robert and I were going to have, 5, 6 lap shootout, but didn't really work out that way. Them guys drove some really good closing laps there on them tires, and gave everybody a good run. And yeah, like I said, I just want to be there in case something happened, and it did. So finally, I got some good luck.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
the first night of the playoffs, I couldn't ask for a better time.
yeah, 100%. I mean, it's been a few races since you won at Bristol, and now you're back here just getting it done again. And you're exactly right. Like, you go back and watch it. Shearer lost control of it on the exit of 4. It
Yeah.
went into a full yaw. Khan got caught up into it, had to check up too much, which kind of like opened the car for you. And I wasn't even watching you.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and I seen Colin, like, he saw me coming, and I mean, hats off to him. Like, in those situations you've been there, it's 50-50 whether that person's gonna put you in the wall or how hard they're gonna block. You know what I mean? But like, Colin, he made one move and I evaded, and then that was it. And then hats off to him. I appreciate the clean racing there. So
100%, man. And you sound ecstatic, Mr. Oaks. So
I am.
we're going into Dover in what, 2 weeks? We've got a week off
Yes,
for
sir.
good old American Independence Day. I think
Yes,
that's the
yes.
schedule. You got any celebrations? Other than
Yeah,
your
actually,
win?
well, my wife's birthday is the 30th of May, and generally we go to her sister who lives in Ohio. And we couldn't make it this time because we were out of town, but we're going over there for the 4th. They got a pool and shit like that, so
Oh, that's cool,
we're
man.
gonna go hang out over there, right? Celebrate my wife a little bit.
Oh, I mean, you got to give her some time here over here, just winning races and fucking up pit entries and shit like that. I mean,
Right?
it's a little
I
bit of
know.
love-hate.
I know. I got some shit to clean up. That's for sure.
So after that, we're headed to Dover for race number 2 of round 1. What are your thoughts on Dover?
I'm excited for it. On console I hated Dover, and on iRacing here I've seemed to take a calling to it, and it's been good to me. And I'm looking forward to it. And it'll be a little less stressful now that I have this win. I do believe that guarantees me to the next round, doesn't it?
100%. Actually, I think a win locks you in, or points, right?
Yeah.
So just going through the broadcast right now. I don't know if you're watching it, but I am. We're just rolling through the spin out with Shearer and Khan, and just like you said, Khan makes a little bit of move, and then you go high, grab the checker just at the last second as you're almost about to chip out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So awesome run tonight, Jeff. I've enjoyed racing against you when I was allowed to race, but they said, hey, you're gonna be like Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, and all those other fancy broadcasters. I just don't get paid as much, obviously.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Keep polishing the skills.
Yeah. We'll polish something, all right. But who do you want to give a shout out to tonight?
Hey, easy. I want to give a shout out to my wife. Obviously she supports me doing this, and lets me devote the time it takes to be somewhat decent at it. This league, for everything they do, putting this on. This is another win for Hoffy. We're still in that remembrance of him. And I'm glad I got another one for him. Hope to send some more up there to him. Appreciate you guys up there in the booth, everything you guys do. And everybody that comes out in this league. It's been a really fun league this year. Not a lot of arguments, pretty clean racing. It's been a lot of fun. So, and everybody tunes in to watch. Hope we put on a good show every week for you.
Heck yeah, brother. Shout out for your win for yourself. Great performance. You battled some of that adversity, and then you were just patient at the end. You saw some carnage in front of you. You capitalized on it, and I wish you all the best going into round 2. You just got to show up to make it into round 2, but you better fucking win over.
Yeah, that's the goal. We're trying, buddy. We're trying. And it's funny you said like being patient because like 2 years ago, I probably would have unraveled and I wanted to finish on the podium. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
and had them two not even got together, like I still had a podium, so it was still would have been a good points night overall. Obviously, the win's better, but yeah, it worked out. So hopefully, we'll be talking to you in a couple weeks, buddy. Have a good 4th of July. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
It's questionable. It's,
Or your brother, so that doesn't limit you to much. So
I mean, he might be in the Pride Parade. I don't know. It's like it's different up in Canada. You know what I'm saying?
on that note, I'm going to go back here to the U.S. and PA here. So
Congrats on your win, man. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
thanks. Have a good night, man. Good talking to you.
Yeah, take care. That was our winner tonight, Jeffrey, the Smoke Show Oaks. I'm not sure if we're seeing any other drivers up in the waiting room right now. So that's probably going to be our show. We saw a few cautions tonight. And sure enough, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. As that right front tire wore, we saw a lot of drivers develop like a push loose scenario where there was so much wheel input causing them to overcorrect on the exit. Sure enough, the 2 to 4 tire strategy at the end there paid dividends to that 20 machine, as the 21 wasn't able to make it around the 93 of Shearer. But these 3 drivers, all 3 of them, Shearer, Kahn, and Oaks, duking it out for the championship. And honorable mention to the 90 of Warnez, who finished P3 and also capitalized on the carnage for the 93. Taking a look at our results. So as we just chatted with that 20 machine of Oaks, ecstatic. Shout out to his wife for letting him play video games. We all need some support from our partners to allow us to do what we do. Shout out for 21 machine of Robert Kahn, who respectfully raced both the carnage in front of him by the 93 losing control and the pass down the front stretch by the 20 for the dub. Both drivers in contention for that championship. 90, Warnez, you heard it from Oaks and I that he's likely at the Pride Parade. Not surprised there. That's different Warnez brother, but 3 seconds back from the leader. Very notable finish for that 90 machine, looking to solidify his run into round 2. 00, the champ Latrell running up 4th, right out in 5th, right in 6th. Louder 7th, our wild card, McAfee, Blue Chew, McKee. McAfee is not Blue Chew, but McAfee, the 18 machine, in 8th. Jordan in 9th. Chrissy Two Shoes Schuessler in 10th. Blue Chew McKee in 11th. Shearer, carnage there, falling right out of the podium into 12th. Burke had some carnage there in the 95 and 13th. Henry 14th. Pottle 15th. And Dirty Daddy Thomas Ridgway in 16th. That's going to be our field tonight. 16 cars, round 1, race 1 for Lightning Esports playoffs at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Great racing tonight, and tune in 2 weeks for race number 2 as we head to Dover Speedway. That's going to be a concrete surface, so very different. Tire wear was a factor here. Tire wear will be a factor on July 13th as we take the green flag at a regularly scheduled time at 7:45 p.m. EST. That's going to create our next round of the playoffs for round 2 for Michigan and Phoenix. And then we're going to be here on August 3rd, crowning a champion at Homestead. But once again, like I said, shout out to Oaks for getting it done. Shout out to the 84 machine of Hoffert, one of the angels in the sky, as you heard from Oaks. Shout out to the 94 machine of Reynolds, is also another angel in the sky. just, looking down on these drivers and putting on a great show for you. We've seen some high caliber racing at Lightning Esports this season so far. Make sure you're tuning in again 2 weeks time for the final round, the final race in round 1 to move into round 2. So once again, throw some likes on the broadcast. Share it out with your family, friends, cousins, nephews, nieces, dogs, and tarantulas. Lightning Esports, Speed Zone TV, partnering up, putting on the show for you. I'm your broadcaster, Robert Warrens, bringing you the smoke show that is in front of you with our winner, Jeffrey Oakes. We'll be back again 2 weeks' time. Have a great start to your week, everyone. Stay safe.